Well, okay, so forget the vitamins and home remedies. If anything, they just hurt. You don't know what they put in them because the FDA has no jurisdiction. FDA can only regulate drugs or food, but the FDA cannot regulate so-called home remedies, nutritional supplements, or vitamins. And none of those, even if they were not harmful, they're certainly not going to help. So don't waste your money on all those things for $39.95. It can add up to thousands of dollars. But the worst part about it is there may be hormones in there that they don't tell you about. They don't have to tell you about. That can actually hurt your success rate. Now, 36-year-old eggs normally are not bad. I mean, it begins to deteriorate after age 35, although some women are on the bad end of the bell-shaped curve and they may have poor eggs. But here's what we do for miscarriage at any rate. This is how we evaluate it. First place, we've got to do a 3D ultrasound to see whether you have a septum or not. If you do have a septum, it's easy to resect and to solve your problem easy. Just 1, 2, 3. Very, very simple. But let's say you don't have a septum, then the other causes of recurrent miscarriage most commonly would be either older eggs that are aneuploid, wrong number of chromosomes, or a translocation, which would mean you have all your genes, but they've jumped across to different chromosomes so that when you make eggs, there is an abnormal number of chromosomal material, an abnormal number of genes in those eggs. And that can happen with the sperm just as easily. So for sure, we'd get a karyotype on the husband and the wife. And if there's no karyotype, no translocation, then we've ruled out that as a problem. Translocations we're finding about 2% of women with recurrent miscarriage, and it can be in the husband or the wife. And if that's the case, we do IVF, and we actually can test for the translocations with genetically, and not transfer the embryos that have the translocation. They've either got to be balanced or normal and have the normal number of genes, and we can test for that very, very easily and make sure we don't transfer an embryo that has the wrong number of chromosome material. And it's the same number of chromosomes with the wrong number of material and the wrong number of genes. That's very accurate. It's not accurate just to count chromosomes because the early embryo will have a variety of cells that are aneuploid and euploid. But for translocation, that would be in all the cells of a particular embryo. And so the biopsy can tell us that. So that's what we do to try to make sure you don't have more miscarriages. So many women that have had recurrent miscarriages, at least when they're younger, like you are, all of a sudden, shockingly get pregnant and carry the baby. But you don't want to wait for that. You'd like to try to speed this thing along by doing IVF. And we'll get the best quality eggs with Mini-IVF. So that's how we evaluate this puzzlement of recurrent miscarriage, and that's how we treat it, actually.